All right, guys, so we're going to put 2 pages of notes in your math notebooks today. The first one is this paper in which you received. You guys, if you haven't already, you need to pause the video and cut along these nice bold lines so that you can create a cool little flip book. So now those of you who have already cut your paper along these nice bold lines, what I need you to do is you have a dotted line there. I just need you to fold nice and neatly along that dotted line to create your flip book. And in this flip book, we have the written expressions keywords. So keywords that are going to tell us that we might write an addition symbol in our expression or equation might be something that says add or sum or plus. Perimeter might also tell us that we're going to add, because remember, perimeter is side plus side plus side plus side, or length plus width plus width, or increased by. As you guys are solving some of these problems on Prodigy or in some of your daily assignments, if you come across another word or phrase that might mean add or subtract or multiply or divide, you guys have room at the top of your flaps and even some of them underneath to where you can write some more keywords. But this will be a nice little reference tool until you can kind of memorize or internalize some of these keywords that might tell us to multiply or divide. So we're going to go ahead and, now that we've got it cut out, we're going to glue it into our notebooks. We're going to flip open to the very next open page. We took our notes about the order of operations. We have the please excuse my dear Aunt Sally notes. And then you guys filled up the rest of this page with pizza slices that you were solving your order of operations with. So I'm going to go ahead and turn my page because I don't have any more room on this page. So I'm now working on page 18. And you guys have 2 notes pages. We have our order of operations page, and we also have our written expressions keywords. Now, if you notice, our written expressions keywords does not quite fit in the notebook widthways. So it may be better to put it along the side so that all of it can fit on the page. Okay, if yours will fit, then you can keep it all on one page. But I think I'm going to put mine on 2 different pages. Yes, Leah?
You can give me the order of
Oh.
Yeah, you can give me.
Give me just a second. I'll get it to you.
Is this table? Okay. Thanks, Dad.
Yes.
We just glue on this.
Yep, just glue on the back flap. And like I said, if you can get all of yours to fit and you want it all on one page, you can put it there. But you guys have some practice space if you want to use your notebooks to show some of your work for some of the assignments that we're going to do throughout the rest of the unit this week. All right, so since most of our keywords are already provided there for us in our flip book, we're going to use that as a resource or as a reference tool as we're doing our assignment today and tomorrow. But I want everybody to go ahead. We're going to add this to our table of contents, and then we're going to take notes on the order of operations note page. So this is on page 18 and 19 for me. So I'm going to flip to my table of contents. And since order of operations started on page 16, I practiced on page 17, and I continued it on page 18. I'm not going to list that because that means that pages 16, 17, and 18 are all order of operations. Now, if you want all of your pages listed, you're welcome to do that, but I'm not going to waste the time because usually the table of contents tells us what page something or a unit starts on. So I'm just going to go ahead and skip to page 19 in my table of contents because that tells me that pages 16 to 19 is order of operations. And this is, page 19 is the written expressions keywords. Okay, so page 19 for me is written expressions keywords. And that is also written at the bottom of your flip chart in case I have to move on and you don't have a chance to finish copying from the screen. Okay, written expressions keywords. And we have been including our standards here, so if you guys want to include the standards, we have 5OA1 and 5OA2. Okay. All right, so I'm going to flip to page 18. Which is this page for each of you. Well, it's for me. So you're going to flip to whichever page this is on for you. Okay, so first things first is when we are doing order of operations, the first step of order of operations is always PEMDAS or PEMDAS, depending on the dialect that you have. So the order is always parentheses, exponents, but I wanted you guys to take out 4 colors because something that I'm seeing is you guys are always multiplying before you're dividing, but this step is actually multiplication or division. So these come together. So we're going to color code those together. Tread, will you answer that and just say Miss Hernandez's room? I probably forgot attendance today. Okay. So we're going to color code the P one color. Okay, I'll be right there. We're going to color code the E another color. And then our M and D are going to be the same color. And then A and S, addition or subtraction, those two are also going to be clumped together in the same color. Okay, so 4 colors there. All right, so I should see 4 colors. Y'all can just use those. Y'all can share. Okay, so again, we're just going to repeat what we know. So when we are following the order of operations, or PEMDAS, we have parentheses, And I'm gonna write with something different so I can make sure you guys see. Parentheses, exponents, and I like this page because it gives you an example of what each of those look like. So what you're looking for. Parentheses, exponents, multiply, divide, add, and subtract. And again, we know that PEMDAS, the sentence that we can use to help us to remember the steps of PEMDAS is please excuse, very good, my dear Aunt Sally. And then if you want to, beside of these, this is just a reminder again of what each of the letters in PEMDAS stands for. So you can just draw a picture over here because I know you don't have a whole lot of room to write. So you'll just write your parentheses. And then exponents. Maybe I should have used a different letter there. Maybe I should have used N, because now we got the multiplication symbol, and division, addition, and subtraction. So that's number one. That's numero uno, the most important thing. However, there is a second very important thing, and that is what this says under order of operations. The order comes first, but then you always work left to right as you're following this order. Okay? So we're kind of doing two things. We're first following PEMDAS, but then we are always working left to right. Hi, good morning. I'm glad you're here. So now we got a chance to practice. And remember when I talked to you guys about solving using order of operations, it's always good to add your checklist up at the top of the problem. I know you guys don't have much room here, but just kind of squeeze it in as best you can, those PEMDAS. Or you can write it down the side of that equation.
Somebody else might have taken it. If William Aldrich is here, will you see if he has yours, or if he doesn't have to?
And if he's not, bring it back and I'll figure it out, okay? All right. So we wrote our PEMDAS up top. So the first thing we're going to scan for is the P, parentheses. Do you guys see any parentheses?
No.
Nope, so we're going to mark that out. We're not using that acronym today. As we scan here, do you see any exponents?
No.
No? So now we are at the M and the D. So we're going to do those from left to right depending on which of those comes first. So we're scanning for multiplication and division signs. I see a multiplication symbol and then I see division. So I'm going to do the multiplication first. 7 times 6 is 42. And then I'm going to later divide that by 3. But I'm going to go ahead and copy the rest of the problem down. Oh. So then I have 42 divided by 3. Not 7.
Oh, it's 8.
Well, 3 goes into 4. How many times?
1.
One time.
Oh, 11. Nope.
4 minus 3 is 1.
14.
I'm going to bring down the other 2.
14.
3 goes into 12. 4 times.
Nika, I'm gonna have to find it in a little bit. I'm recording this lesson right now. I'm sorry. 14.
Okay, so yes, 42 goes into 3 14 times. Then I'm going to copy the rest of the problem. So now we've done our multiplication and we did division. Do we have addition? Yes, we have addition now. And there's no subtraction. 3 plus 14 is 17. We're going to circle our answer. And we've made our nice, kind of neat little pizza slice, but I know that our handwriting is much larger than that up top. All right, so once again, we've got a little bit more space now. We can add our PEMDAS acronym up here. We're going to scan first for parentheses. Do you guys see parentheses?
Yes.
Yep, so we're going to solve for that first. 6 times 4 is?
24.
24. And then I'm going to copy the rest of the problem like I see it. Divided by 3 minus 6 plus 2 equals. Are there any exponents? No. Any multiplication? No. We do see division, so we're going to stop there and we're going to do our division. 24 divided by 3?
8.
And then we're going to copy the rest of our problem. 8 minus 6 plus 2 equals. Now we've got subtraction and addition. According to PEMDAS, it looks like addition comes first, but is that how we're going to solve it? No, because remember, addition and subtraction are at the same level. So I'm going to do addition or subtraction, whichever one comes first, left to right. So that means I'm going to do my subtraction first. 8 minus 6 is 2. Plus 2 gives me 4. My answer is 4. Yeah. Yes, so on Prodigy, it does say bedmas, and we've talked, I'm not sure if it was this class, but parentheses and brackets are both ways of grouping things. Sometimes you might even see gedmas or gimdas, and that's just a grouping symbol. So what it's saying is that your grouping symbol comes first, whether it's a grouping symbol that looks like this, or if it's a grouping symbol that might look like this, your grouping symbols come first. Then we solve our exponent. So sometimes it might look a little different, and then they put the D before the M here in their acronym, but once again, these are at the same level, so it really doesn't matter which order they come in the acronym. Just remember whichever one works best for you, okay? And then lastly, we're going to scan this one after we write our acronym up top as our little mini checklist. We do have exponents. This is 2 to the second power, which is simply 2 times 2. So 2 times 2 is 4. And then we've got times 9 divided by 3. I'm going to solve 4 times 9, which is 36 divided by 3. 36 divided by 3 is 12. 3 goes into 3 one time, 3 goes into 6 two times. Our answer is 12. Or I know that 3 times 10 is 30, and then 3 times 2 is 6. So 10 plus 2 gives me my answer of 12. So remember, first, we follow our PEMDAS order. Second, we always work left to right. So today you guys are going to get some opportunities to practice your order of operations.